Thanks for tuning in to the Vintage Cinema Review. On this week's episode, we're covering Any Given Sunday with special guest Darius Powe.
Hell of a list of characters and a hell of a long movie. But for my first time watching it, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was 3 hours worth of pure football action. It was a film much like it would be epic, and it was a football movie. That was kind of epic.
Yeah, it was cool. And Darius, our buddy, he played in the NFL. He played for the Giants and played some college ball at Cal. And it was cool to have him in here to let us know if this movie's accurate or not. So we hope you enjoy that. And we hope you enjoy the show. Leave us that 5-star rating, Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you may be. And sit back and relax our coverage of Any Given Sunday. Hey, this is Dave.
Matt.
And Zap.
And welcome to the Vintage Cinema Review,
where every week we review some of our favorite films from the past.
Hey, there ain't no late fees here.
Silence is golden. And be kind. Rewind.
Hey, hi, fellas. What's going on?
What's going on?
Not much, man.
Hey.
Wait a second. What's with this guy? Who's this guy in here?
There's somebody down in the basement.
Oh, man.
This is my buddy Darius. Yeah, Darius played in the league.
With the league? What do you mean the league?
What league?
What league?
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
With Sean Connery.
NFL. Yeah, he played for
Oh,
the...
sweet, man.
Yeah. So he's here today. We're doing Any Given Sunday from 1999.
Wait,
so
the NFL, the National Football League.
that's the one.
Man,
No, it's not too much, man.
we got a
It's not-
celebrity here today.
Yeah, that's a celebrity guest.
Yeah, so when I talked to Darius about him, playing in the NFL, I thought, this would be a perfect movie, and we can bounce stuff off him and see how accurate this movie really was, because when you see stuff like that happens in movies like this, you wonder, is that really accurate, So,
Well, I think the movie tried to be accurate somewhat. Maybe we'll find out because the NFL, they wanted nothing to do with the movie.
right.
Is there really a quarterback that's running and doing a front flip over two, defensive men?
Capable of doing it.
Okay.
Doing it different.
Yeah.
Actually, John Elway, not like I'm a big Broncos fan or anything. He ran into two defenders and he was spun in the air like a helicopter.
I remember that play. I remember that
I
play.
amazing.
think Cam has a highlight for sure, somewhat close to that, I think.
Newton, when he did
flipped.
the
He
flip.
flipped, yeah.
Yep, you are
Yeah.
correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Then the movies aren't necessarily lying to us.
No, not far-fetched, really.
No.
So, yeah, Any Given Sunday, 1999, rated R. And the release date on this was December 22nd, 1999. And Darius, how old were you when this came out?
He said 99, I was 5.
5 years old. Okay. All right.
damn.
Young
Yeah.
man.
So he's making us feel old, but
No.
running time on this was 157 minutes. Really long movie.
That's a long ass movie, man.
Very.
Yeah, and if you don't want to pay for it, you had to watch it on Tubi, which had exuberant amount of commercials.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it was 4.5 to maybe 5 hours.
It was super long. So director on this was Oliver Stone.
He was too much.
Which
Yeah.
explains why this movie
Yeah.
was close to 3
It
hours.
was a little over the top.
2 hours, 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Right.
yes.
To be at, yep.
And he did what he did. You said Born on the 4th of July.
Born on the 4th of July, JFK, The Doors. I mean, this guy is known for long movies. He's known for his cinematography, the way that he shoots and directs and does it. Like you can see constant. There are points at which there's just repeated fade outs.
Yeah, bringing in like the old NFL
quick scene.
and yeah, he was trying to. I mean, it was a fun movie to watch, but I don't think you needed all the added all of his stuff like Born on the 4th of July type.
True. So screenplay was by John Logan and Oliver Stone. Story by Daniel Pine and John Logan. And it was based on Any Given Sunday by Pat Toomey, which I'm assuming is a book. Produced by Lauren Schuler Donner, Dan Halstead, and Clayton Townsend. Budget on this, $55 million. Box office, 100.2. So
Okay,
Yeah,
pretty
maybe-
good.
That's it's almost 100%
Yeah.
return, man.
Right.
As usual, the juice is worth the squeeze on that.
For sure.
That was good.
No, this was like a Christmas movie, I guess. I mean, around the NFL playoff time.
December 22nd,
Yeah.
would have came out. Yeah, right
Well, that was
before
back.
Christmas.
I mean, 99. That's before they had like 16 or 17 games now, and because the Super Bowl used to be around my birthday in January.
It was
now
usually the
it's
end of-
now going into February.
Yeah,
Moving
late.
Yep. So they filmed this between January of 1999 and April of 1999. So that same year. And the film was shot parts of Texas, Irving, Texas, Miami, Florida. And if you notice the Orange Bowl, that's where their home field was.
Yep.
And that's where the Miami Sharks played. Yeah, so that's pretty much it on the budget, the producer, and all that good stuff. So, Zap, you got the cast there?
Yeah, I got the cast, and this is a long ass list of people in this movie. I mean, for anyone that's seen it, you're seeing a lot of star power in this, and you're just seeing a lot of bodies.
Yeah, a lot of NFL Hall of Famers, a lot of very good athletes in the NFL.
Yeah.
A lot of big name stars.
Hell yeah, man, hell yeah. So we start out with Al Pac himself, Al Pacino as Tony D'Amato, Cameron Diaz as Christina Pagliacci, Dennis Quaid as Jack Cap Rooney. Now, wait a second. What about Cameron Diaz or Christina Pagliacci?
What about her?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, you shot me a look. I thought I was like, did I mispronounce it? Because
No.
I remember in the movie she actually corrects somebody. She's
It's
like,
Pagliacci.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
man.
Yeah.
That's Cameron Diaz. She's
just
I
a
don't know.
bitch.
I don't like that girl.
James Woods as Dr. Harvey Mandrake, Jamie Foxx as Willie Steeman Beeman, LL Cool J as Julian J-Man Washington.
Now, this was a pretty decent soundtrack.
yeah.
Correct.
Which we'll get into in a little. But yeah, like saying Cool J. But did they have any Cool J songs on there?
I didn't hear any cool
Yeah, I
stuff.
didn't hear any either. That was wrong.
You would have found LL Cool J in the second version, the second release of the soundtrack. So understand in this movie, there was
17 soundtracks.
there was the first soundtrack had 17, 18 songs. They did a volume 2 of it, which had another 17 or 18 songs. And then there were 30 other songs, 30 that were not included on the soundtrack, but were featured in the movie. So that's a shit ton of songs, man.
What were them shitty ass CDs they did when we were kids? They were like something volume 1.
You only had so
something
only
volume
so
2.
much space on those discs.
I guess
Any given
so.
Sunday, volume 3.
Yeah, man.
Featuring LL Cool J.
After LL Cool J, we've got Anne Margaret as Margaret Pagliacci, Lauren Holly as Cindy Rooney, LT himself, Lawrence Taylor, as Luther Shark LeVay,
Hall of Famer.
Jim Brown as Monty Montezuma Monroe,
Hall of Famer.
Aaron Eckert as Nick Crozier.
Don't know that person.
Aaron Eckert. Have you ever seen Thank You for Smoking?
Yes.
Him. That guy.
He was in Dark Knight.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, correct.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that too. Yep.
He was one of the doctors in the movie, right? Maybe. Or no, he was
He was
the guy that was
offensive coordinator.
offense coordinator. He was named coach at the end. Gotcha. I know who he is. Yep.
Bill Bellamy as Jimmy Sanderson, Matthew Modine as Dr. Ollie Powers, John C. McGinley as Jack Rose. So John McGinley, I loved him in Wall Street, another Oliver Stone movie.
I don't remember him from.
He worked alongside Charlie Sheen in the basically just tapping on a computer all day, looking for clients, making cold calls, trying to get more clients to buy whatever or buy into the firm.
I thought that was Charlie Sheen.
So John McGinley sat right next to him doing the same thing when they were in the office. Guy with glasses.
I can't think.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
now.
Been a while.
All right.
Leela Roshan as Vanessa Struthers, Elizabeth Berkley as Mandy Murphy.
She was the prostitute.
Oh,
She was the escort. Remember that Al Pacino
for all the right reasons.
was digging?
It was like $1,000 or $5,000 or some shit.
Yeah, he gutted her viciously for $5,000.
Dang.
But he had that kind of money
Yeah.
in the NFL.
It's easy.
Yep.
Easy money.
I saw her naked in that movie.
Striptease.
She in striptease too?
Yeah, that was the same.
Was
She was the
on
one in Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
I liked her better with her clothes on, honestly.
Yeah.
Just my own opinion.
I think she's attractive.
I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm just saying she looks. There's more to the imagination with her
Right.
clothes on.
Yeah, it's very like 1950s of you. I dig that.
Clifton Davis as Mayor Tyrone Smalls, Charlton Heston as
yes.
the AFFA football commissioner.
Out of my cold dead hands. It's an NRA thing. He did say that.
He did.
He did say
From
that.
my cold dead hands.
Yes, there you go. Something like that.
Andrew Briniarski as Patrick Madman Kelly, James Karen and Gianni Russo as Christina's advisors, Dwayne Martin as Willie's agent, Pat O'Hara as Tyler Cherubini, Mazio Royster as a wide receiver, Rick Johnson. That's
Wow, we're getting there now in the
almost there.
casting.
We're getting down there. We're getting
As
down there.
as a tailback,
We're getting down to the non-speaking
as
roles,
a
but
slot
who were-
receiver.
people who are at least decent enough to merit some sort of mention. Rick Johnson as Dallas quarterback, Alan Graff as a referee, Margaret Betts as mayor's aide, Lester Spite as Sharks security guard,
I'm glad he's
Wow,
in
they're
there.
getting deep into that cast.
Eva Tamargo as a tunnel reporter from Game 3,
Ooh,
Oh, my
that is
God.
awesome.
Delia Shepard and Jamie Bergman as party girls,
There was a lot of party girls
Yeah.
in that movie.
Dan Cilio as Dallas defensive tackle. And now here we go.
Where's the special teams?
The last two before we get to cameos. Sean Stone as a fan and Tony Carone as a fan.
Wow.
So there was only 2 fans, and they computer generated like the whole stadium.
I don't know if they had that kind of technology back in 1999.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
They were all cardboard cutouts.
I think back then they would need to use robots.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know if they had that. Again, too much. So
It's a hell of a cast.
speaking of a hell of a cast, there was a hell of a lot of cameos as well, including but not limited to Dick Butkus, Terrell Owens, Ricky Waters,
Go Red.
Local boy.
Local boy is right, Irving Fryer, Joe Schmidt, Oliver Stone, Barry Switzer, Y.A. Tittle, Warren Moon, Johnny
Johnny
Unitas,
Unitas was a coach for the Knights.
And Warren Moon was the coach during the rain game. Yeah.
Pat Toomey, Emmett Smith, and Wilt Chamberlain.
Emmett Smith was in there?
Man, hell yeah.
Where
I
at?
didn't notice him
Will?
either.
Wait, who was the last guy?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh, Wilt Chamberlain.
He's a very tall gentleman too.
He's
How did I
super
miss
tall,
him?
man.
Where was he? I didn't see Wilt Chamberlain.
You
in
couldn't
there.
because he was too fucking tall,
He
man.
was cut out.
It's just his
Cut out
shoulders.
Him.
It's like there's
Wow.
Will.
I didn't see him or what was the other one?
Emmett
said?
Smith.
Emmett Smith.
I didn't see Emmett. I didn't see Ricky either, but you guys pointed him out.
Oh, who? Ricky?
Yeah, I didn't see
He was a
Ricky.
running back.
Yeah, I
he was
did.
playing running back. But
That's crazy.
Ricky.
He was a running back in real life. That
Yeah.
is crazy.
right.
That's casting for you.
Who'd have thought?
My God.
So
And that's the hella cast with a hella cameos.
Thanks, Zab.
That's
That was
You got
dang.
this.
that's a lot. So before we get into the movie, last thing here, Matt, you got a brief synopsis.
Yeah, I do. Any given Sunday, brief film synopsis. Yes. 4 years ago, D'Amato's Al Pacino Miami Sharks were at the top. Now his team is struggling with 3 consecutive losses, sliding attendance, and aging heroes, particularly 39-year-old quarterback Jack Cap Rooney, Dennis Quaid. Off the field, D'Amato is struggling with a failed marriage and estranged children, and is on a collision course with Christina Pagliacci. Pagliacci, Cameron Diaz, the young president co-owner of the Sharks organization. Brief synopsis. Any given
Given
Sunday.
Sunday.
Wow.
That was
Okay.
brief too. I liked it. I like the brief ones.
Yeah, that was brief.
So Darius, this movie, how accurate is it? Like in your mind?
Now that I'm thinking, like looking back at how my life in NFL went, I can say definitely like 75% of things
Okay.
like that have happened to me, at least for sure.
Darius, he did play at Cal, right?
Yes, sir.
For Cal under who was your coach?
I went in with Tefford, and then he got fired my freshman year. So then I ended up with Sonny Dykes, who took TCU to the.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
right. Recently,
Yeah.
very recently. And then you were drafted into
Undrafted. Yes, sir.
free agent, undrafted free agent, and then played for the Giants.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a young man that played for the New York Football Giants.
Right. And we see in this opening of this movie in the middle of the game, I guess it's well, was that in the first quarter? I guess when
The opening scene,
yeah,
with
when
Cap.
when Cap goes down, and they go to Willie Beeman, and he's sitting on and he's eating snacks and stuff on the bench and stuff. He's not really ready to go. And you told me a funny story about a guy in training camp or something like that. You were saying that like with knowing the plays and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I went through a training camp, and this is actually my first year in the league on practice squad. This is before practice squad, like training camp. So we taking like the 3 reps, and then it's a quarterback coming in. He got in the huddle. He starts stuttering, and we looking like, and then we get a play clock violation. So then coach is pissed, and then he come back in, stuttered like 3 times in a row, and then he just done for practice, fired next day.
Damn.
New quarterback next day.
Damn.
Now, do the coaches like the coaches on this? Are they in your face like, man, what the fuck's your problem? What are you doing? What do you get back there? Calling them names and stuff like that, or is that just more for show?
I feel like quarterbacks, he definitely had it a lot hard. Like receivers, they'll kind of like ignore you. Like if you messing up, they're kind of just like, all right, next person up. Quarterback, you kind of they get in your face and kind of tell you like they give you a chance. So I feel like more. than anything.
Yeah, so the beginning of this movie, like the first half hour, I think we talked about, was almost that first game where he goes down, and Rooney's like 38, 39 years old, like near the end of his career, I guess.
Yep.
And, he has a back injury. It looks like pretty damn serious. And they kind of show you at halftime then where all these guys are getting shot up with like painkillers and different things. So is that pretty accurate? Would you see stuff like that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get hurt in the NFL to receive pain, but in college I had a separated shoulder AC joint, and then they wanted me to play. I know I needed surgery, but the doctor was telling me I didn't need it, and then
So just tape it up.
But I was just getting shots like needle, like probably like let's say 7 inches long.
Damn.
Was that cortisone or
lidocaine?
lidocaine?
Just
Okay.
numb
It was numb, but like at the time I didn't have any strength, so like I can not feel it, but then they'll just throw my arm down. It's like I had like no resistance.
Well, how are you supposed to catch a ball like on the lidocaine?
I was able to catch it, but like blocking, no chance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, blocking, yeah, no chance.
Well, receivers don't really block that much.
Unfortunately, in Cal, I was 230, so they had me like blocking too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 230. 6 what?
6'3".
6'3", 230.
So they made plays around you.
Yeah, I had a couple plays. Golf was my quarterback too, as well.
That is a Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Plays for Detroit. Yeah. He's actually tearing it up.
No, I think he gets another receiver or something. He could be all right.
Detroit, I think, is
He was one of my backup quarterbacks in fantasy football
you
this
go.
Really?
year.
How'd you do?
I got to the Super Bowl. I lost in the Super Bowl.
We could take that. We could take that.
Yeah.
You know what? So did the Philadelphia Eagles. So all right,
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
take that.
I mean,
I got
one play.
that going for
It was
me.
one play.
That's
I
right.
mean,
You can't say that. You can't say that.
But
yeah.
I hate Kansas City. I'm
That's
an
fair.
AFC West. I got to
Broncos
live
fan.
with. I got to live with the Broncos,
Yeah.
and I got to live with the AFC West. I got to live with Kansas City for the next
And speaking of that, with this
however many
movie,
years.
they couldn't use any NFL names or anything like that. So
The NFL hated it. Yeah, they said
Yeah.
that they had to make everything. They kind of like tried to. I didn't like that about the movie. If we're going to talk about the movie, it was kind of cheesy with like the teams and stuff. It was like
Yeah.
really bad, like XFL type.
Yeah, it definitely XFL.
Yeah.
It's like you had
Names
said
and
though.
everything.
I mean, that was any number of fun facts, but that's absolutely true. The NFL was no participation in any form, so much so that they actually attempted to dissuade the players that were in there. Any of those cameos I mentioned, they lobbied hard against those players. Like, look, you can't be in this movie. You can't be in this movie because of the portrayal, mostly because of the doctor stuff.
yeah, they didn't want that getting out there.
Right.
Well, the doctor stuff, the brain injuries, how they're making them play, the party life of what they were saying NFL,
Right.
Which we'll get into that a little bit later.
No
Shall I find
problem
out about
with
the
that.
parties?
No problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing with the the stuff that, and this is in 1999. I think it was people were aware, but I think now
People were getting concussions then, but it wasn't a thing.
right.
Like when we were kids, sure, there were other kids beating the shit out of us, but there wasn't a big deal about bullies.
Right.
But now all of a sudden, people get sensitive, so now that's a thing too.
Man, we
Now,
rode bikes.
obviously, I'm not
We
saying
rode
that-
bikes with no helmets.
That's right. That's
Right.
just that. Yeah, so that great segue, not to be confused with an actual segue.
Right. The bike.
The bike. So riding bikes without helmets, concussions. People were getting
Yes,
concussions,
you got
Right.
concussed.
but it again was not a big deal. But tape it up,
Yeah,
Right.
definitely go back out there.
get back out there.
Did you deal with concussions at all, or did you ever have any issues with that?
No, I was kind of like growing up. Coaches will have us. This is like Pop Warner days, head to head, like tackling drills. I always hated using my head. I used to
Right.
get headaches a lot. I
Sure.
get migraines and stuff, so I used to always hate using my head. So I never really dealt with
It would just lead, not lead with your head,
Yeah, I
use
leave
your
my
shoulder.
and that's probably how I hurt my shoulder. But
Right.
I've been low key like I don't know if they're concussions, but I've been like dizzy, definitely like at
Right.
least
You
3
see
or 4
stars.
times,
and,
yeah.
yeah. Like I played football, from Pee Wee's on up through high school, and I know even like on the Pee Wee Pony midget level, you'd see stars sometimes if you took a hit.
Yeah,
But I got to imagine at the elite levels you're talking about, college, Division One,
yeah, it's different.
it's different.
Yeah, no, it's definitely different.
When you get hit and stuff like that.
Have you ever blacked out?
Ooh, I think I did for a couple seconds against Texas. I ran a bubble. And
Okay,
then Jared
like a bubble
threw it.
screen?
Yeah. I was good. I tried to run him over. I think he got me, but then we had to hurry up offense with Dykes, and then Jared called the same play and threw it to me a second time right after.
Oh, so you didn't have any?
No, I
Yeah,
felt it, but I was like, I went down. I was like, I'm not taking another hit. I knew something was up.
Right.
I do remember that in high school. I remember like getting hit one time, and it was like out, and then like
You wake up and you're
and like eyes open, but it was like
It's fast.
milliseconds.
Yeah.
It's like, but you're out.
right.
And
I
think
blacked
that's
out when my wrist got broken.
Oh, really?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Like so
You broke your collarbone, I thought.
Ooh,
so that was first year.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my first year. And that was actually a rib.
Oh, okay.
The second year, man, it was mid to late season.
That was a collarbone.
It was actually, I can tell you what day it was.
We were the walking wounded, remember?
Yeah, it was.
They called us the walking wounded.
It was October 15th of 97.
Oh,
No.
97.
No, October 15th.
What high school were you in 97?
No, that's the wrong number. My math is wrong. I must have blacked out.
Oh my God, Zap's math is wrong. Come on.
It was October 16th of 92.
92.
That makes sense.
And it was the 15th, the day before my birthday.
Damn.
So we're running plays, we're doing whatever, and I just get hit like a sucker. Like it was a real shitty hit. And dude, I went up in the air, came back down. Like that was just out blindsided. So go up in the air, land on the ground, and you're flailing around, and my wrist, my hand landed first. So the rest of my body fell onto it. Run back to the huddle, and there we go. Good friend of ours, we'll call him Jake. So
that's
Jake, we're in the huddle, and Jake looks down. He's like, "Zap, your wrist isn't supposed to look like that." And it was either Jake or Doug, one of those two. He looked down, and so my wrist looked like an S. So my hand was like up here, curved back down, and then to the rest of my arm. So as soon as I see that was the blackout. And I tell you all that to circle back to, I too blacked out
Right.
while playing football.
So
I think you were there when I broke my ankle, right?
Yeah.
The Oklahoma drill.
Yep.
So we were playing in.
it was like muddy.
It was so muddy, but I went to jump over the pile because it was Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But somebody rolled onto like my foot
Before the jump?
Yeah, when I went up, my
Yeah.
foot was stuck down, and then the linebackers came and just took me over.
Yep,
So you just heard like it was like a pop.
So long story short, Darius, we would have been in the NFL.
Trust me, I know.
Injury prone.
If it wasn't that damn
as you
wrist
probably can
injury,
see.
I'd have made it to the
Injury.
NFL.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely would have. But back to this movie. So this guy gets hurt. This
Cap gets hurt.
He's out.
Steven
and,
Beeman.
And Beeman's which I didn't realize at the time when I first watched it, but at this time he's already in the league a few years. I guess he got moved around different teams and stuff. And now he's here with Miami. They actually go to their second string quarterback. That guy goes in. He gets hurt. And that reminds me of this season with San Francisco,
San
right?
Francisco.
Yeah, the same type scenario.
But they were at their third string.
And it was, like he just said, Brock Purdy goes in the third string quarterback. And it's the same. I was like, man, that's crazy. It's just like this past season. And Willie Beeman gets thrown in. And like I said, he's on the side. He's not really ready. Like he doesn't have the playbook. He goes in, he throws up, pretty much has a bad game, but has a couple, bright spots. They see some promise and stuff, but they end up losing the game.
Yep.
And, that's kind of where we're at. After that game, this is when you kind of get to see what we were just talking about with the injuries. Now, Cap is an, older player, but he's trying to, like, hold on.
But you see it in the NFL all the time.
Ben Roethlisberger, Cam Newton.
Yep.
I feel like Tom stayed an extra 2 years.
Or you have a thing with like Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Like if Drew Bledsoe didn't get hurt,
Yeah. No
Tom Brady be somewhere like he playing for Los Angeles or something like that.
You wonder if he would have ever emerged. You know what I mean?
Or like he could have been a backup his whole
Different
life
team, yeah,
for
you
a
never
different
know.
like behind Aaron Rodgers or something. Like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Tom Brady's his backup. Or what if he came in and had a terrible game? He never. I mean,
Look,
the rest is history, man.
If Willie Beeman can come out as a third string quarterback and make it, I got to believe that Tom Brady would have made his way sooner or later.
I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
Teams and schemes and coaches play a big
That's
part
it.
in
That's
winning.
true, too.
I tell
That's
you
fair.
that. I tell you that.
Because that's the thing with the NFL. Like at that level, I think everybody's good. If you make it to that level, the next man up mentality, correct?
Yeah,
I mean, they're
no,
usually good. And the same thing they say that with running backs, like he was just talking about. I think every running back in the league is probably good. It just happens to be maybe their line's better or their scheme's better or, different things like that. So
Well, running backs today aren't what they were running backs in the 80s and 90s.
True.
right.
Got to
Yeah.
catch now.
It's a
It's a
passing
whole
league.
different. Yeah, it's a whole different game.
Yeah, so you get in this movie, you get to see a lot of that. You get to see guys playing through injury, guys like to make contract money. They're doing stuff that's basically risking their bodies to to get that contract bonus. And stuff.
I did have a question for Darius. When you were growing up being. Was there a point when did you know that you were like an elite athlete? That like, hey, Cal's looking at me, and I'm sure other schools you were getting offer letters.
Yeah.
See, I never had that. I was injured. Like we were all pretty much going to be D1.
I got you.
But my injury with like that, I couldn't continue my career. So I just wanted to know, like, growing up like that good. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you know you're that good.
Like, yeah.
Like when you see kids that you play with be like, damn, like man among boys is I think what they use.
And don't tell us that your parents told you when you were 10 years old.
I don't believe my parents like that. I know they supposed to do what they supposed to do,
Right.
but just growing up, I mean, I was always, I'd say, the best player on the team. But in my head, I feel like one thing I wish I was better at was like confidence. I think I always like lack confidence. So like me and you, I'm the better player on the team, but you second up. But I'm gonna say you the best in my head just because you make plays or whatever. So then everybody would tell me, all my little friends, like, bro, you going to the league. I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't know why y'all think I'm going, whatever. So that's how it happened. Then high school, I went to a pretty good high school. My freshman year, I think we had 11 people go D1.
Oh.
Sophomore year, I think we had 13.
What high
Is
school
this in
that?
California?
Yeah, it's Lakewood, California.
Oh, Lakewood. Okay.
Poly's rival, if you know Poly, Long Beach
Yep.
Poly. So yeah, like 11, 13.
Those are teams that play on ESPN sometimes.
Yeah,
They'll show.
exactly.
Yes.
So then I'm like a sophomore. I got moved up to varsity as a freshman. I didn't play, but I got moved up, so it's like a big deal. So then sophomore year came around. Then that's when I seen other people getting offers. I'm like, damn, maybe I can get one randomly. Then my head coach, he's like good connections, so we had a lot of people. But he came in my sophomore year, was like, yeah, you got like 13 offers waiting.
Oh, wow.
And then at this time, 2010 or 11, so like they couldn't tell you have an offer as a sophomore, so you can only know when you were a junior. So like he had to keep it under the table. But yeah, I knew I had like that's when I was like, okay, I can make it.
You can make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Was there any schools you were looking at on the East Coast?
I actually never wanted to just go to California. Like I had SC, UCLA, but I never wanted to stay home. I feel like that wouldn't help me grow as a person. So then I went to straight. I was like, how far can I go in California? So I said California, boom. I mean Cal. Then I always like Ohio State, so I had that offer. Then I had Miami. That was my second choice. And then who was the third? Miami, Ohio State. I think that might have been it. But then Miami I was nervous about because I was doing the Under Armour games. So now I was nervous. It was always about the riffraff of don't come to Miami. The coaches won't like you because you're from Cali.
California.
Yeah, so like at that time, I feel like 2012, it's a lot different from now because now I feel like California boys are everywhere. Like everybody's transferring, playing anywhere. But at that time, I was just nervous about not playing. So I went to Cal and started as a freshman.
Cool.
Nice.
That's like the football. I mean, it's California, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio.
Yep.
Pretty
That's
much, I
really
think.
top 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but this movie is like jam packed with like we talked about these cameos, these guys from the league. Ricky Waters actually went to our high school. I mean, he's older than us. He would have graduated. I guess it would've
89?
been- No, 80,
88. 7.
88, I think it
87
was.
or 88.
87 or 88. And like usually you see a kid like that. Like we were younger at the time, but he was the best kid in like the whole area. Like there wasn't really, anybody close. So kind of like where you grew up though, you said you had 11 kids at your high school that were like D1 and stuff.
That's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
No, like I was telling him, like in my school, so I played John Ross, I played Juju Smith, I played like that's what I'm saying. It's just like they're just there. So it's like I'm just man. I think I'm good in the city. Like I'm probably the best receiver in the city, but to me, I'm like John Ross right there. He faster than me, so I'm like he better than me.
Right.
So I never really thought I was the top of the top.
Right.
But I feel like I should have been.
I always thought I was the top of the top, but I sucked athletically. So that was my problem.
That was it.
That's not going to help things.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you look at the NFL and like even in this movie they portray all these guys have like a bravado about them, like where they have that like killer attitude.
you
basically, you have to, I guess, when you get to that level in some way be like that, just cockiness. Almost. Like I'm better than this and that.
So like a locker room atmosphere is that like how they portrayed that in the movie?
From my friends, so Giants is kind of they're more traditional. So like they're kind of low key. Nobody's making no noise, no commotions. But my friends from other teams, they tell me they get down.
Okay.
Really,
they got a lot more leeway over there.
Right. Yeah, because you talking about like the partying and stuff. And
Well, no, like after a game, like you win a game. So I mean, like the spirits are high. So you got like people listening to music and like like one side of the locker room's listening to like rap music, the other side of the locker room is listening to like Metallica, and then like, yo, shut that down, man. Like, no, you should. And then like getting in fights and
right.
Throwing alligators in
alligators in showers. I don't know if that was a thing.
Movie, yeah.
Definitely got some. What's
That's
they
a
call
Florida
it? That's,
thing.
hazing.
Yeah,
Definitely seen some
hazing.
hazing. Yeah, definitely.
They do hazing in the pros too.
Yeah, they try to keep it low key, but it happens. Definitely happens.
Okay.
Now there's also that like when you're a rookie, I guess coming in
Yep.
or the young guy, they do stuff like
Make
that.
you clean up and
Make you pay the bill at dinner and all that stuff like that. Yeah, but this movie, like I said, I think they tried to portray all those things, and that's why it was cool to have you in here just to like kind of let us know like about like you said, what 70-80% of this movie you would say is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I'm sure this movie's 23, 24 years old, I don't think stuff changed really that much.
Oh,
like,
there
in
was
the league, but
also with the league. There was that thing recently that happened with Urban Meyer when he was coaching Miami. Was out to get something to drink or whatever. Some girls start, rubbing up on him, grinding on him and stuff, which is similar to the Al Pacino scene with Elizabeth Berkley, who we mentioned, came up,
right after the game that they just lost.
Yep. Hey, coach, I like what you, and, he was saying like this girl was kind of hitting on him, but then she was like, $1,000, I'll do whatever, 5,000, I'll do the whole team, like stuff like that. Jeez. But when you would travel and you would go to these different cities, like would there be like women
groupies,
or people like, I mean,
Ladies
even guys just
night.
be like, man, I just want to meet like my hero, or like, man, this guy's awesome. Like, I just want to say hi, stuff like that. Is that?
No, there's definitely fans when you land. There's definitely, they give you some time to get away. So you definitely have some time to make something happen if you wanted to. But yeah, there's fans, kids, girls,
girls.
stuff waiting. If you that guy, I've seen like the people that are up there to get that attention. They're there for you for sure.
Okay. So yeah, this movie's pretty spot on
so far.
yeah.
So after party night with Al Pacino and the $5,000 hooker, which he turned down that time.
No, it was 1,000. 1,000 individual.
Was it
five for the whole team?
Gotcha. Okay.
Or like a couple of the coach. I think the offensive line.
And I got to be honest, initially, like I didn't remember the movie from years ago when I saw it, but I thought she was actually into him for a minute. I was
So did
fooled.
I.
I think I did too.
I
I
was
had no
fooled.
idea she was a hooker.
I was like, man, just because he's the head coach, I figured he got some pull,
Well, she's telling him all these things, like this history, like, oh, I saw you at this game and I thought you looked great. And then finally the part that obviously was the giveaway was, okay, well, for $1,000. Well, wait a second. Shit.
I can make it happen.
That's messed up, man. I thought, damn, you're toying with my emotions.
She's hustling, man. She's out there hustling.
So the next day, and I'm curious as to whether this ever trickles down to the player level. So the next day, again, after a loss, Alpac's got to go, get his lickings, get his
Lickings.
his you're getting a licking. You're getting a licking.
Oh, okay.
You're getting beat. So he's got to go get his just basically taken down by the owner, Christina Pagliacci. So he has to go he's having a meeting with the owner, and they're talking this, that, and the other thing. And she is starting to question his methods as a coach. So this is the owner questioning the coach. And it's like, look, man, I think of like Moneyball, right? It's like, look, I'm Brad Pitt. Leave me alone. I got this great idea with the statistics guy. We're going to make this work. Same thing. Like, you hired me, owner. You hired me as the coach. Leave me the fuck alone. Let me do my job. Does anything like that ever trickle down to the player level? Like, you'll hear it from the whatevers. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll get to hear it from the talking heads. But that obviously does happen. I have to believe that does happen. But does it ever get down to the players where the players know, like, man, damn, coach is in for a damn. He just can't win with the owner. He just can't win.
Yeah, I feel like I'm trying to think. How can I put this into words? I don't know. I think I told Dave, like, Belichick and Kraft. I feel like Kraft is hands off. Belichick do it all, and not every team is like that. It's like, I know my situation. I've heard my receiver coach tell me, you gonna play this week, and then he'll come back like, oh, they didn't put you on the list to play. But he's telling me I should play. I earned it. Blah blah blah. But he's like, yeah, they didn't want to put you on the list. It's just, that's what it is. But yeah, I don't think it really. Players, I'm trying to think. What has anybody I know heard it? You can tell. I would say you can be able to feel it in the room, but you can't. They wouldn't speak it verbally.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
You can feel it.
So there is that level of micromanaging from on top.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Well,
comes
with
down
NFL
like,
money,
fuck you, coach. I'm going down.
You're talking multi-billions.
Of course. And then that's right.
And then they want to, like, this is their team. So I'm sure that with the coaches, like, hey, you're listening to me. Yeah. And they say that
That's like Jerry Jones.
Yeah, like Jerry Jones. He basically is the Dallas Cowboys. The coach is there as just like a guy.
Yeah.
Right.
But
It's
Jones
a job
is
to
telling
fill.
him,
Right.
Yeah. He's like, I am the general manager. I'm the coach. I'm the offensive coordinator. Like, if I want, Jimmy to play today, Jimmy's playing today.
Definitely.
But yeah, with that kind of money, man, it's all about money once you get to that level.
Well, you see that in this movie, like Zap's talking about with her. She's telling him who to play, what play calling and all that.
And she's old money. It's like her dad ran. So she's like, when you got that kind of money, you pretty much have people do what you tell them to.
And it seemed like Pacino was getting it from both ends because, in the middle of the movie, because the owner's telling him one thing, the coordinator, and then now he's got Beeman, who's now doing well, but now he's calling his own plays.
Correct.
He's not even following the script
in the game. And actually, the players start turning on him during the game because they're upset because he's changing play calls. LL Cool J being the running back is now not getting carries.
He's not getting his numbers right.
And stuff like that.
And the numbers bring money, shoe contracts.
Yeah, I learned about that stuff kind of late, but I was like, I didn't know all those bonuses. I remember seeing Tom, I think, they say that they did like a nice video. Tom threw the ball to Gronk to get him his last catch for it. It was like 600,000 or something like that.
The incentives, yes. You get near the end of the year, and that becomes a thing.
That's another thing that people might not know. When you hear these contracts, like, 8 years, like 65 million or 75 million, and then they'll say like 35 guaranteed or 40 guaranteed. I think what you're saying, what you guys were talking about, is like all the rest of that is bonus money.
Yeah.
Like if your defense, like the most tackles, however many sacks, you get over 12 sacks that season, forced fumbles, things like that, which is a crazy way to make a living. But
Right. Well, I know like with sports wagering, which is huge right now, with football especially, you look at the week, the end of the year now, we're at it's 18 week. You have a week off, so week 18 in the NFL with prop bets, which a prop bet is where you say receiving yards or receptions or anything like that. A lot of people will look at these players and see who has incentive. Like he's talking about incentive money. A lot of times these coaches and players want to get guys to their incentive numbers. Yeah. So if like he said, Gronk that 1 year, which did happen, he needed however many yards, and his prop is 70 yards, and he needs 85 yards to hit his money. It's like they're going to try to get him the ball and stuff like that. So everything is tied to that, and that's how we saw in this movie with Lawrence Taylor's character. He was tied to. What was it?
Tackles?
He needed 3 more tackles and a sack.
That's what he injured on the field. It was
$1 million, wasn't it, for his? I think.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm $1 million.
Right.
Even though he can't talk anymore.
Right. Yeah. From the concussions.
He was concussed.
Yes, big time.
Another question. What happened like in that movie? We just recently saw that happen with Damar Hamlin, where there was an injury on the field. The guy was. Literally, he was dead on the field. They had to bring it, and nobody's ever seen anything like that. But with you, like, have you ever seen like any injuries like on the field where like the players just like, damn, like it's hard to come back, or is that just something that you accept and then just get back on with it?
I've seen knocked out, I've seen down, but I've never seen, I don't think to that level to really say like I'm done playing. But you definitely like, you feel like I'm scared, not scared, but like aware of like you start to notice like, damn, it's possible I can be
hurt or like really injured. Or like that has to be scary with like the kid from Pittsburgh with the
Shazier.
Yeah. Remember he made that hit and then he was just rolling over and
paralyzed looking. It was like, sheesh,
because his legs just kind of flippy flopped and you're like, damn, and you could tell. But yeah, I don't know, that has to be something like that's like a mind game.
No, you got to try to act like you got to try not to think about it. That's the best you can do is just not think about it. Get back to football.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Then. I didn't.
So where were we at in the movie then? So we're at the point now where.
So at this point, Alpac has already had again. So D'Amato had just had an argument, his first argument, at least on film, with Pagliacci. This is where she steps in and is really starting to hammer on him and starts with the potential for micromanaging. She basically says, "Look, man, I don't give a shit about Dennis Quaid."
Cap
being hurt.
Cap Rooney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cap Rooney.
I don't care about Cap Rooney. I don't care about this, that, and the other thing. In fact, I don't care about you.
Well, Beeman's making the money.
Yeah.
He's what everybody wants to see.
That's right. So forget Cap Rooney. We're going to drop him at the end of the season. And you're probably going to get dropped as a coach at the end of the season because I like this offensive coordinator. I'd like to give him the job. So, the risk is there.
Cameron Diaz is like Janet Jackson. She just wants control.
Right.
So true to form then, at the next game, Beeman is asked to, again, step in a quarterback. However, this is where we were talking about where he starts calling his own plays, and probably because he didn't understand the first plays.
Right.
He wasn't paying attention the first time.
Right.
Hell, in that game, the first game when he went in as the third quarterback, his play card was upside down on his wrist.
Yeah, that's right.
He's looking at it. He's like,
so yeah, this
48
guy,
zigzag on.
This guy doesn't know shit about these plays.
Right.
So he goes in and he's just making up as it goes along.
Right.
But it ends up working out for him. For him.
Right.
It, however, starts messing with the other players. They're like, you can't, like, you're just making up plays as you go here, man. Just
Well, because his own teammates didn't know what the hell he was calling.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I missed a part. I turned away to do something, and an offensive lineman or somebody got hurt because an assignment was missed because he changed the call like in the game, and it was somebody that they said he's going to be out for the year, and I think it was like an offensive lineman or something like that.
I must have missed that part too, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I remember the offensive lineman getting mad. I'm trying to think why he got mad.
Yeah, a guy went down and got hurt, and I turned away to go do something, and it happened that quick. I should have just rewound it and watched the part, but they were like basically you see where him changing these calls is now starting to affect the teammates.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
Well, I guess like for with linemen, I guess it'd be like an illegal man downfield or something, or if they're going, like if they're going for like a run block and he's like, they're like, oh, left, dude, there's the flag,
right.
Mm-hmm. Or if you're,
I think he might have gave up or got sacked, and I think he might have been yelling at the lineman. And then the lineman told him, I think maybe you gave me the wrong call or blah blah blah. But I think he may give up a sack and then try to get mad at the lineman, be like, it's your fault.
Okay,
I think that's what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's never going to work out.
No, definitely not.
Calling your own plays.
No, for sure, you're going to see. I see more increasing numbers of really like play action quarterbacks versus like my textbook example is Donovan McNabb. Like in my opinion, you might as well just put a couch back there and he would just sit all day if he could. Like he did not
want to run,
not at all want to run.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, versus like Jalen now, it's a complete opposite. So this guy loves this character here,
Willie Beeman,
Willie Beeman not only loves the action, loves the media attention, loves that he's the one that's being lauded by the media as well. It's thanks to Beeman being in place that these guys are on a winning streak here. They're going to the fucking playoffs.
Right.
I mean, this is great.
I thought it was funny that like 2 games and they're already making videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the music video.
video.
Like, that was how to go. Willie Beeman gets all the girls creaming.
Yeah. See, that couldn't be like it was for like Gillette or something.
That was cool. But I get it. For a movie, they got to speed it up. Make it happen faster and stuff. But yeah, he was like an overnight sensation, basically.
He was.
Yeah.
Though they didn't speed it up too quickly, though. Not at 2 hours and 45 minutes.
No, that's true. They probably could have. You're right.
Just saying.
They said the one part with him, with the interview with who was the guy that was filming everything?
I think,
that was supposed to be with Jim Rome when he got into it with
yes.
the guy from the Rams, right?
Yeah, Everett.
Yes.
The quarterback.
Yeah, and they got into a fight, but they were trying. They said that portrayed that Oliver Stone, like that scene,
that dynamic or whatever between those two.
Yeah.
As this dynamic unfolds, as we also mentioned, like the teammates, they're getting pissed off. They're not making their numbers. They're not getting their bonuses. They're not getting their incentives. So this guy's now basically operating as a one-man team. Like so much so that he ends up the teammates, they throw their home game. All of his team just throws their home game.
Yeah, that was the rain game, right?
Yeah. They're like, fuck you. You think you're a one-man team? Go at it.
That's where everything's boiling over. Yeah.
As my pappy used to say, you don't mess with somebody's house or money.
Right.
He didn't even say family. He just said house and money.
House and money.
I thought it'd be like, your wife or like your kids. Nah, it's house and money.
House and money.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. So next, no worries. So after this, you see, so they lost the game. You see Beeman get into a fight with LL Cool J.
Whatever I say. Fun fact.
It's the circus music. It's
Fun fact is they actually got in a real fight in that scene because LL Cool J was taking his character somewhat like he was trying to play the hatred so much for Jamie Foxx,
right?
That when that scene happened, he actually
actually hit him for real.
Yeah, hit him for real, like busted his head.
Damn.
Shit.
I did hear that. Now that you say that,
that actually did happen. Yeah. And actually, they said now they don't know if it's true or not, but they said Jamie Foxx did file a report with the police. He was that pissed.
He was mad about it.
Yeah, he takes it back now, but Cool J is like, he gave like that Cool J look, like, go ahead. Yeah, then go look into that.
Right.
Well, okay. So real life fight on the movie happens. Beeman gets a stern talking to from D'Amato. He's like, look, man, this is the coach talking to the dude. He's like, look, man, you got to change your fucking shit up here. You got to change your ways here. You're losing the team. You're breaking everybody up.
But he don't want to hear it.
You're breaking up the band.
He's being an ass about it.
Yeah.
So as he was definitely being an ass about it, and as the playoffs come around, as that playoff game is coming,
You talking about playoffs?
Playoffs. LT's character, the one who was all concussed, actually gives him like a one-on-one. He's like, look, man, you don't know how lucky you are, man. You know, you got a life outside of football. Like it's everything's cool.
Getting that extra money.
You're getting extra money. You're not concussed.
Right.
Like, come on, man. You gotta, straighten out here, man.
Commercials, cars.
Yeah, get your head out of your ass and get back on the team.
Did we talk about the party house yet?
The party house. Not
Did we
yet.
get to that scene?
No, we can if you want.
Well, no. I mean, I have a question about that. That's why I was excited.
Oh, okay.
But back in the 90s, did you? I mean, you were a Cowboys fan, correct?
And when in high school, yeah.
In high school, yeah.
Back then,
Herschel. I mean, you had a dog named Herschel.
That's right. Yeah,
for God's sakes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
switched over to Bucks like 90.
Yeah, you switched over. But I remember when you were younger. I'm still like 9th, 10th grade.
Yeah, I was a Cowboys fan.
You were a
back
Cowboys fan.
Emmett Smith.
then. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aiken
But,
and all them guys back in the day.
There was a rumor that later became known as fact. They had a place called the White House.
Yeah.
And that's where
Heard about it.
Cocaine and stuff.
well, no, they just called it the
girls
White
and
House.
parties,
Yeah, they
yeah.
would have girls parties. Like the players had their homes,
Uh-huh.
but if they had to go to like practice one night, instead of going to practice, they go to the White House.
To the house.
And that's where, like you would bring your side piece or
Yeah.
whatever, or
Right.
Freedom.
yeah, if you would smoke a little bit, drink, bump, that's where you would go, and nobody bother you.
Yeah, that's your
Nobody knew
house,
where
yeah.
you just
Exactly.
chill, like
Mm-hmm.
get your stress out. But I didn't know if like that was still a thing. Like today, I think there's so many cameras,
That's
so
the
so
problem.
much media, so much.
It probably needs to be a thing, but it's not. But I think it needs to be because
It needs
you're
to
going to get in trouble nowadays if you go out. Anything happens, you're in trouble for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah.
Cameras.
Yeah, and then it's on like the next day. It's on social media
And
or
then
whatever.
you got the other, like the random people you might bump into trying to start fights. That happens a lot when you're out.
Oh, I believe it.
Size
Yeah.
you
Well, that's what. Yeah, they didn't go get in trouble. I mean, the
Yeah.
team. They were a
was
great
good,
team.
yeah.
Yeah, they were fantastic. I mean, Super Bowl winning team, but that was their thing. They stayed to go out and like release or just get
Yeah.
away from everything. They had their own place to go instead of like you said, going to the clubs,
to the
getting in
club,
trouble, getting in
yeah.
fights.
We'll get into that probably in our next story.
Oh, for damn sure.
Yeah.
Going to clubs, getting in trouble, getting in fights.
Yeah, for
Getting
sure.
stabbed, getting shot.
Oh man,
That's one thing too with that story. I mean, I don't know if we're like foreshadowing or whatever.
We
But
can.
in today's world,
We're just freestyling, man.
yeah. But if you're going to commit a
If
murder,
the glove don't fit, wait.
yeah, no, that's it. Even though they did follow the white Audi, it was a
Okay.
white vehicle.
Okay.
But I mean, first of all, leave your phones at home because they track the whole thing. Speaking of we're talking about Aaron Hernandez. They tracked the whole thing just because of phone, like hitting all phone towers, so they know exactly where the car was going. There was so many like he had his whole house for security. So everything he did was recorded on his own
himself, yeah.
on his
Just on
own
himself.
house.
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Well, tune in Monday for that.
Yeah, tune in Monday. It's a little foreshadowing. Getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
It's NFL's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So the good conversation happens. Hey, man. So again, coach tries to talk to him. He doesn't give a shit. It falls on deaf ears. But then LT talks to him,
Vet.
and then we're good. All is good.
Well, Willie Beeman talking about that, like at that point, like I said, he was already in the league however many years. And he
5 years, I think.
He was getting pushed around. They wanted to make him like a defensive back and this and that. They were trying to change his position. So I think a lot of it probably with his character is he's just so bitter at that point. By
But that's
that
what you're saying
time,
about
and he's
like
just
I don't think in the like they say 99 with black quarterbacks.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was
Oh, that's
saying,
true. That's
yeah,
true.
he was saying, you don't want black quarterbacks in the NFL. The NFL don't want black owners or black coaches. And he was saying it's Pacino. Pacino's like, man, I don't know. He's like half the players in this league are black. He's like, it's nothing to do. He's like, if you're going to be a quarterback, go be a quarterback. But have you ever seen anything like that, like lately in the NFL, where they're like, oh, he's a black quarterback? I don't know. Like,
Nah, not lately. I wouldn't say. I feel like now is probably your best chance to go as a quarterback. There's anything now getting coaching opportunities to happen a lot more. I'm starting to notice owners. I think so. I think it's working going forward at least. Positive.
progressing. That's good. That's good. But that's his character in this movie. I think he has a lot of, he's pissed off about it because they tried to change his position, this and that. And as we see, he can play the position.
Yeah.
well, he has to get coached. I think he thinks he can just go out there and
Right.
be his own person. But he's like, you're a part of a team. You need to listen to me. I can help you.
Right. And I think we'll find out as the movie goes on here.
Will we?
Yeah.
We'll
Who
find
knows-
out.
who
Stay
knows
tuned.
Yeah, who knows what this movie holds? So, all right, he's gotten the good talks. It's playoff time. Coach D'Amato gives a great speech, urging, team unity, all that good stuff.
Just speeches on YouTube. I think some coaches use it to this day. Like, I read a thing about it.
Yeah, it was like an
inspirational.
I think it's like a 7-minute speech or something like they said.
If it was an Oliver Stone movie, sure, it was 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Thank
I
you.
Guarantee you.
I was agreeing with that. It was something that just went on. You're like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
I think
So
I'm going to hit the.
Beeman takes this to heart, and he actually steps in and helps to energize the rest of the team too.
Right.
Basically, like, look, I fucked up. Let's go.
Yeah.
One team, let's go. However, Cap Rooney returns as the starting quarterback. So, first half of the game, he's playing. Oh no, he gets hurt again.
Trying to play that.
But Cap Rooney was having a hell of a game.
He got concussed after scoring that touchdown.
But the thing, part of the movie was Beeman was he was actually into the game where you had to play a backup role where you're looking at somebody who is a veteran and you're like, damn, this guy can play.
Yeah.
Like, I need to take some notes. Yeah, I need to take some notes from this person because they know what the hell they're doing.
Yep.
Right.
Now, a little side story to this: Pagliacci is out upstairs watching the game, sitting next to the commissioner,
Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston, and Charlton Heston basically calls her out, saying like, "Look, you've been doing some back channel shit. Like, you've been stepping out of line. That is what you're trying to do by moving your team or attempting to move your team or sell your team to Los Angeles. That's not how this goes. You're not a one person team here. You're not a one person
you're still
football
with the
league.
NFL, yeah, you're still with
You are one of X number of teams in this league. Like, you can't just up and move your team just because they're going to give you X millions for a new stadium or even sell the team.
You can do that today, which goes on a lot. Like
Right.
to the Raiders, to Las
Right.
Vegas. Like, we'll build a new. It was funny, the foreshadowing there, because Los Angeles, he was saying, "Oh, we can move to Los Angeles. That's the golden ticket." And that's like they built that. What is it? What was the stadium there? SoFi.
SoFi, yeah, it's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, and it is. It's down to if you have the most money, you can pretty much pick up a team and move them anywhere.
Yep. Well, Commissioner, oh God,
Paul Tagliabue,
Tagliabue.
Roger Goodell.
Good out.
Who's the guy my
Charlton Heston.
Thank you, Jesus, man, I'm having a stroke today. So Commissioner Heston says no. Again, he's just saying like, look, you can't be doing this shit. He basically takes her to the woodshed. You'll be coming to a meeting with us on Monday. Great, cool, see you there. And he just splits. Now we're back to the action on the field here. Starting quarterback goes down. Rooney says to Coach D'Amato, like, look, man, I really think you should put,
Beeman
in here. Put him in here, man. He's the one. He's got the tools. He's got the talent. He's gonna make it happen. You got to put him in.
Gets all the ladies creaming.
Yeah. That's right.
D'Amato's fighting back and forth with him. Like, look, no, he's the team hates him, or he's rubbed me the wrong way too many times. I can't do it, but ultimately he gives in. He's like, all right, I'll give it. I'll let him have it. So while all of that is going on, and that just concludes, owner Pagliacci, angry bitch, comes down and says, look, you're putting in, you're putting in Beeman. You're going to put in Beeman. And Beeman actually stops it because he knows that, D'Amato's going to lose his fucking mind.
Right.
He's like, no. Hey, well, he took behind closed doors. He said, get your ass in here. Like, kind of like get in here. Let me tell you what the hell I'm doing. And then that's where Beeman comes in and says, look, I'm playing.
He already said.
Yeah. He kindly stepped in and stopped things from getting any worse.
See, that's another thing too. Like, I mean, people like that have that kind of money just. Yeah. She's like, and that's a very Jerry Jones thing to do, where you would come and be like, look, Jerry wants this.
Right.
Got to deal with it.
And I wonder how many other. I think Jones is the one that just sticks. I mean, I'm sure it goes on a lot of other teams.
Yeah, definitely. I know a few.
Okay.
Well, ultimately, this guy steps in. Beeman steps in, gives another rah-rah. Well, he apologizes to the team.
First,
right.
Yeah.
And, he gives it, look, I'm sorry. Let's go do this. We're one team. Let's go do this together. Lo and behold, they win.
Yeah. Moral of the story is an apology means a lot.
How about that? That's exciting.
I got to say one thing about them. Those uniforms were shitty looking.
Yeah, it was terrible.
The Dallas one.
Yeah, terrible.
I'm talking about the Dallas team with they were like the Crusaders or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The Crusaders.
But
they had like a
cross.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't look like a real uniform.
It was like a Canadian football, XFL, like what was the other one they have now? It's out right now.
Oh, XFL. There's the Arena League.
Arena League. No, it was even worse than Arena League.
There's a lot now.
Yeah, they had like the seeing eye. Oh my God.
They had a whole lot of weird
Jesus.
Yeah, it was like
names.
The all-seeing eye on the top of a pyramid.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
the top, yeah, it looked like a dollar bill sign.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
yeah, their uniforms were not that good,
No,
but
not much thought was given to that.
no, but yeah, they ended up beating that team. Now that was just a playoff game, though, right? That wasn't.
that wasn't even
Correct. That was
championship.
just a playoff game
Right.
because in the post game. So after this win, Fields, the whole stadium's empty, and Beeman and Coach D'Amato
The
are
big
are-
heart to heart.
Yeah, they're having a good heart
That
to heart,
moment.
and they're talking, and they're doing everything. They're doing whatever. And Beeman actually says, like, "Look, man, I'm gonna dedicate this next game to Rooney, but I'll tell you, Coach, I don't know if he's I don't know how healthy he's gonna be.
Oh, yeah,
Like I'm worried about his health." At which point, this is okay. Now you're a player telling me how to fucking coach, or what's wrong with my other players.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it when Jamie Foxx, Beeman is just standing there talking, and all of a sudden, D'Amato just ghosts.
Yeah.
Like he's gone.
Yeah, fade
He's out. Yeah,
I mean, he's looking around for him, and he's just walked away from him.
right.
He's heard enough.
And so that was actually the end of the movie proper.
Yeah, well, there's actually a statement he made in there about going to coach the.
That's at the end.
So
Oh,
the
yeah,
end
yeah.
of movie proper. So
Okay,
now
I got you. Yeah,
credits are rolling. Credits are rolling. You're seeing names on the screen and all of this other stuff. And this is we learned that
He's going to quit. Give it to
the Sharks actually lost the playoff. They lost the championship game, and D'Amato is expected to announce his retirement, but he drops the bomb two time. One, I'm going to be a coach in Albuquerque.
Albuquerque Turkeys.
the Aztecs,
The Albuquerque Aztecs.
the turkeys.
The Albuquerque Turkeys. Where my mom is from, by the way. Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Not Old Mexico, New Mexico.
Yes, there is a New Mexico.
And two, he's taking Beeman with him.
That's right.
He said, my new quarterback, screaming, beaming.
That's right.
Jeez.
Yep. That's the new expansion team.
Mm-hmm. They were actually talking about making a sequel to that too, based on that.
Interesting.
Any other given Sunday, too.
Yep.
Another
With a 57-year-old Jamie Foxx.
another 2 hour and
88-year-old
45
Al
minutes.
Pacino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oliver Stone's still around, right?
Yes.
think
Okay.
he's still alive.
So, yeah, that'll be a 4-hour movie.
He is still with us.
So, would you say this is your favorite football movie?
Yeah, I would say this is probably my favorite one. Just like you said, the parties. I always when I was kind of like the throwing up. It was weird to see, but then as I grew up, I actually seen teammates do it before games, during games, sidelines. Like I'm like, damn, y'all really be throwing up.
You talked about McNabb. He did
yeah.
that in the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He
Oh,
threw
yeah.
I
up.
know that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. And
when,
right there, right on his helmet. Mhm.
2005, I think they were playing the Patriots. And
Jeez.
that's when T.O. was there.
Okay,
He was
okay,
going
yeah.
off, having a good game. And, he threw up like on their last drive. They almost won that game. It was like a really good game. That was a great Super Bowl. But
That's
yeah,
crazy. Yeah, I didn't know that.
yeah, it happens, man.
No, not as much in the NFL, but in college. Like,
Yeah,
would you guys, like, some nights, like...
Oh no,
like,
college you out for sure.
that's what I'm saying. Would you, like, sneak out some days, like, for the game
trying
on
to
a
think how
Saturday morning? You guys are like, man, we
how
should
did
have
college
done that last night.
College we played on Saturday morning, so I think we would leave Friday morning. I'm trying to think, how did this happen? I think your home games you can go out because you're not getting on the plane. So home games you can go out Friday.
That's what I mean, like the
one you
home
had to sneak
games.
out.
Yeah, not-
yeah. That's right. No, you had to sneak out. And you had to sneak out. You were good. Oh, yeah, actually, we were in hotels. So like some teams, that's what I'm saying. Like I hear Alabama,
curfews.
they don't put them in hotels. So like
Okay.
then you're actually free. We go to hotels, so you kind of have to keep.
So
an
the
eye
coaches,
on you.
and you have, like,
They think
people,
they
like,
slick, yeah, they got
chaperones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like that's what shut
which
you
are
down.
which are like other which are college girls.
Yeah.
like they're going to chaperone this evening.
You wish, but not over where we were at. But some schools I feel like get away with a lot of stuff that other schools don't.
I'm sure.
But I mean, Cal's a big program. I mean, you guys aren't like a small. And you had like golf was there. You had a good team during that
We were
time.
good.
Yep. And you said Keenan Allen came
Yeah,
in.
Keenan Allen was there my freshman year. Then I missed Marvin Jones. He was there. Cameron Jordan was there the year before me. Michael Kendricks was there the year before me. There's a lot of them. That's why I went there because they were all going
They were all
to the
going.
league.
So they were
ASAP.
older then.
They're all got me about like 3 years, probably max.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fun facts on a.
Fun facts.
This is like where we go just over like cool little facts about the
Mm-hmm.
movie, who could have played in it, all that kind of stuff. So
It was
They have Maslow sound
Fun
effects.
Fun fact.
So this was originally going to be called The League. That's what the title was going to be. And
They said no to that for sure. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
So I know we were talking about this earlier, but I don't know if we were recording. So Clint Eastwood was actually he was initially sought by the studio, to play Coach D'Amato's role.
Mm-hmm.
Clint Eastwood had accepted that with the caveat, all right, I'll play the role, but I'm also directing the film. Well, no, we already got a director. We got Oliver Stone.
Oh.
So, alas, no Clint Eastwood.
No Clint Eastwood.
He probably would have made it like an hour and 35 hour and 40-minute movie.
Yeah.
The one thing that bothered me about this movie, though, it was good, like how you said it portrayed like the real NFL, like the real story, because the NFL don't want nothing to do with it, because I think it hit too close to home. But like there were the parts where he's like looking in the stands, and there's like lightning storms, like an old
flashback,
like an old guy from like the 20s is like jumping over a pile with like one of them leather hats on. Like what the? Where is this going?
Yeah. We always like to talk about who could have been in a movie or who were up for roles, like he said about Eastwood directing. Ving Rhames and David Duchovny, they were both possibilities, but they turned down roles in this film.
As was Henry Rollins.
Oh, Henry Rollins?
Henry Rollins he was actually offered a role, but he too turned one down.
And De Niro turned down the head coaching.
I don't know if he had turned it down, but I know that he was considered.
He was considered for it. Okay.
Robert De Niro, did you guys say that?
And that was an Oliver Stone consideration.
Oh, he considered. Okay,
that's right. But so by that, again, now with Clint Eastwood out of the picture completely, because he's not directing it, because it was Oliver Stone's.
Right.
Oliver Stone said, "Look, I'll take Al Pacino or Robert De Niro."
Do you know who else he had in mind when he was writing this?
No.
Charles Bronson.
Really?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Now he might be before your time.
Yeah, I know the name. I know the name for sure. I know the
so
name.
He had movies back in the 80s. What was it? Death Wish. The Death Wish.
Yep.
He was like an action type star and stuff. I don't even know if he's still alive.
He was also in The Great Escape.
Oh, okay.
He's that old?
He's that old.
Movie.
Wow.
So Cuba Gooding Jr. was interested in playing the role of Beeman.
Right.
But Oliver Stone turned him down because he had already played a football player.
Yeah, he didn't like that he played Jerry Maguire.
And Jerry Maguire.
Right.
Well, he wasn't Jerry Maguire. That was Tom Cruise, but he played in Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, he was the football
And he had like
player.
a cool dance.
That's right. That's right. Puff Daddy, Sean Combs was initially going to play Beeman. Now there's
he was originally cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's conflicting reports. Like, according to him, he says it was scheduling conflicts. But there's other people that say that he couldn't get the passing down right. He couldn't throw the ball.
He had no athleticism.
This didn't look right throwing the ball. Whereas Jamie Foxx is like more athletic and could throw and kind of picked up on all that. But I didn't know Jamie Foxx is only 5'9", which is short for like an NFL quarterback.
Short.
Yeah. And Kyle Murray like 5'9".
He's
Kamara?
5'10". No, Kyle Murray.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he's short. Yeah, he's 5.
He's 5'10", I think, though.
They might lie.
5'10" with
They
spikes.
might lie.
They might lie.
Yeah.
They do that.
They did that even in high school.
Well, I know they do in high school, but I would think
You step on the scale, it says like 200, it's like 225.
right
And
for
then
the
you're,
program.
Yeah, 5'9", you're 5'11" or 6 foot. You're like,
Make-
okay. You're like with spikes.
Yeah, because I remember thinking like Kyler Murray looks so short out there,
Compared
but
to
they said
everybody.
5'2". Maybe you're right. Maybe they still
they'll
do
give
that.
They'll give you an inch for sure.
Oh,
If
for
you're
real?
on the short side to get inches, they
Program,
need you
man,
to be
program.
smaller. They'll play
Nice.
you down.
They said, how were you saying about that Oliver Stone movie? They were saying there were over 3,000 cuts in this film.
God.
So it could have been like a 4.5 hour movie.
Jesus.
I don't know this name. Darnell Autry. He was an NFL player.
I think that's a D lineman.
Was he a D lineman?
Yeah, I think that's a D lineman for
He a Hall of Famer?
Autry.
Well, he auditioned for this movie, but they said he didn't look enough like a football player. Well, he
Jesus.
played in the NFL,
That's
so
funny.
I don't really understand that. But
Chris Tucker was offered the role of Beeman.
oh, for real?
Yeah, turned it
That
down.
would have been like
That would have been after Friday and all that. So
Absolutely.
he was big time by
99,
then.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. He was probably.
Yeah, it was,
So this was 99.
Friday was 95.
What about Rush Hour? When
I was
it
gonna
come out?
say,
that's 99.
Rush Hour
I
was
think
it?
the first one might be 99. I think.
Maybe that's why he turned it down.
Yeah.
He was doing that.
I think he chose wisely
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he got 2 sequels out of it, and he's doing a movie with Jackie Chan.
yeah,
I mean, that's cool as hell.
yep. And he did well in that.
The word, the F -- word is spoken over 117 times in
Nice.
this movie.
Yeah. What was good?
So apparently you guys say that a lot in the NFL. I don't know that's how y'all speak.
We definitely have some words being around.
Okay.
We spent around a lot for sure. A lot of words.
Ooh, was that anything with like you were playing as a receiver or any like D-backs or something, or they start talking shit like right when you start?
Practice, we had a lot. I've had Janoris and DRC talk a lot, but it was just more fun. But a lot of some DBs.
I think in college it could be like a lot of
college.
fun.
I had a lot. I had a good one going with Marcus Peters in college.
Okay.
He's
really?
a talker.
I can believe that for the Chiefs. He played with the Chiefs too.
Yeah. A lot of like mom talk. Is there like
he's not really. He's just more. I'm gonna shut you down. Shut the fuck. Like you look
okay,
okay.
One of the greatest things I've ever seen. It was on Hard Knocks, and this is back when it first aired. I saw it happen the first year, and this is before this guy became what he is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I knew just watching this guy's gonna be good. DeAndre Hopkins was lined up across from D'Angelo Hall, right, for Washington, the Redskins at the time, and he's talking all this trash to DeAndre Hopkins, like, oh, you're nothing, blah blah, whatever. And DeAndre ran this, like, what route was it? Was it like a stop route or something?
I think it was either a stop and go or a post corner, something like that. One of those two.
And he ran this route, and they have the cameras on. They're doing this documentary that Hard Knocks, and this guy's ankle was done, rolled up, done, and he was out for the year. This deep back, and this guy at the time was like a Pro Bowl defensive back, I believe.
Stayed too long too.
And D Hop's a very he don't really talk much.
No.
He just goes out and like.
I mean, they said his hands are like that big though.
Yeah, same with that's what Odell is. They got the 3X hands.
What's crazy?
No, he's 5'10". His hands are just much bigger than mine.
They're huge. Yeah.
Damn.
And it's crazy. DeAndre Hopkins' mom. His mom's at every game. Did you hear the story about his mom?
No.
She's there for sure. She's always there.
I heard the story about your mom. Though.
Oh no! Hey, no, come on.
Right now.
Watch it later. There was something.
That's how we talk smack on this show.
That's how we do that all the time in here. But something happened with his mom when he was growing up that somebody threw acid on her face and she went blind, like she cannot see. So every game she's in the end zone, and anytime he scores in that end zone, he'll go over and give her the ball and stuff like that. But you can see like her eyes, like I forget if she's like fully blind or if it's like partially can see out of the one eye, but yeah, it was like a crazy story that happened like growing up.
Damn.
Yeah. So, yeah, that guy, like, he's a class act. But yeah, I'll never forget that. Like, he just broke that guy's ankle, basically.
Put him out.
Yeah.
He definitely put him out.
Yeah.
You all remember Tom Sizemore?
Yeah. From like
he had a role in this film, but I think they said that they didn't like it and they cut him out.
Oh.
Now I talked to Darius about this. I said, "What did you think of Pacino?" Like his role in that, and you said you liked it. And thought it was pretty believable. Yeah. I had a hard time like picturing him as a coach. I don't know about you guys. I guess it's because I know him from like playing mobsters and cops and all that.
His having been typecast, it made it hard to believe.
I mean, even if they would just throw a visor on him or something, I don't know, just to get the look.
That's probably what they should have did.
I had a hard time.
I don't think visors were a thing in '99.
Steve Spurrier, man, come on, he had the visor.
Yeah, you're right, Florida.
Yeah, but I thought the acting was really good. I almost would have rather seen somebody I didn't know play the coach in the movie, but he actually said that this was refreshing for him to play this role, and he really enjoyed it because he's usually always playing a mobster, gangster, or a cop or something like that.
They said Tom Arnold, I saw in a fun fact, was originally cast to play a coach.
I saw a coach,
but he pulled out of because he was doing something else, I guess. But I could see him playing.
At the time, he might have been doing Roseanne
Barr. Yeah. He just seems too silly. I don't know if I would have pictured him in this, but
I mean, he's kind of like some of those coaches look silly.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
A lot of them.
Like Belichick. I mean, he's kind of like a Belichick-y or even a guy that coaches Kansas City.
I was just thinking of Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, yeah. I mean, Andy Reid's a coach for gosh sakes.
Who else is
and he don't look like he don't say nothing. He's just goofy.
Yeah.
Especially that one playoff game. Remember, he couldn't even see because his
glass.
His glasses and his whole mask was folded back with the COVID thing.
Who's that?
Yeah,
Andy Reid.
Yeah, he was there calling plays
and
like
a little clear shield. His clear shield. They're in the cold, so his clear shield is.
But
foggy.
it was all he couldn't even see the plays. It was like this, and he's like Andy Reid can't even see the plays.
Andy Reid's funny.
But I think Tom Arnold would have been a good like Andy Reid type character.
Yeah, I could see that. I guess you're right.
That's fair.
No, but like you said, I think I didn't know him from the movies, the mobster movies. So like to me, it seemed like it fit kind of.
It fit good.
It fit for me at least.
That's cool.
Not knowing.
Did you know that George Clooney was offered the role as Jack Rooney, but
I did not know that
he turned it down
as the quarterback?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that scene with It was with Rooney and his wife,
Yep.
Holly, and she's yelling at him like he wants to retire, and she's like, "No, you're a football player, this and that." And I just kept thinking of Tom and Giselle. Like, you think if that's how it went down with them?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
No, it's the other way
'cause
around.
she-
The other way
yeah,
around.
she wanted-
Correct.
Yeah.
She was making the money.
She was like, "No," and that's why probably they're divorced. You know
No,
what I mean?
Giselle, she
Doing
was
back
she
then.
was into like her kung fu instructor or that.
That's
That
right.
dude from Rio de Janeiro.
That
she's
was-
like right when she was done with Brady, like a week later, she's like in training camp, like showing her like throwing around.
That was real quick. She moved on real quick.
Yeah, she had a quick turnaround there. There wasn't much love lost.
Let me see.
Oh, they said we were just talking about Al Pacino. It's funny. It says he enjoyed his role and said it was a pleasant escape from playing a cop or a gangster, the kind of roles that he's always cast in.
That's
And he said, I guess people said as a football coach, he was believable.
you'll like this one, Matt.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So at Broncos training camp, 1998.
Talk about Schlereth.
Yeah,
Look
it was,
at him.
yeah. He was talking about Pacino went to that training camp. Went to that training camp and was observing. It was Shanahan, Coach Shanahan at the time, trying to get down his mannerisms and all that to play the character. So I guess that's one of the guys that
I think he looked like Shanahan.
I was trying to think too. I'm like Shanahan.
Yeah, no, he didn't really.
Maybe like the younger Shanahan, but not Pacino. He was probably Mike Shanahan's age.
Yeah. Well, at that time, I think I was looking to see De Niro. Pacino would have been like 58, 59 when they filmed this. So, yeah. So, you guys got anything else?
That's all I got on this
Any
one.
other fun
Yeah,
facts?
nothing. Yeah, just like silly stuff, but nothing that the audience would probably be into.
No.
Oh, Cap Rooney in the film, his house was actually Dan Marino's home because they were filming in Miami.
I did
that was
read that. I
Dan
read that,
Marino's
yeah.
house,
Oh, that's cool.
but I think Dan Marino's broke now. If anybody,
You heard that?
For real, Barino's broke.
yeah.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah. How?
Yeah, he had like all these investments and stuff
They
Oh,
back in
one
like
of those
the
players,
late
yeah.
80s. Yeah, he was investing in all these things and everything just failed.
That sucks.
Like it wasn't Microsoft or anything. He was like investing in like
He was investing in Bernie Madoff.
Bernie
yeah.
Madoff.
Yeah, he had all his money in Madoff.
Yeah.
Where he's like, "What do you mean take all the money out? Go ahead if you want to, but everybody else is putting their money in. Go ahead, man. Just get out."
See, and I thought he would have been able to live off of royalties from Ace Ventura.
Oh, that's right. He was in that. That's a good one.
He was a bad boys.
Speaking of what, you said you like Waterboy, right? The
Yeah, I
comedy.
like Waterboy too. Waterboy was good for me.
We talked about doing Waterboy, but I thought.
I like Waterboy.
Well, I said about doing a football. I said about doing a football movie, and he said Waterboy. I'm like, well, we won't really been asking anything about. What, I was like, if we do something more realistic, that one would be
Relatable.
funny. Yeah, yeah. I was like, we can't really get your expertise.
Yeah, we could have been like, "Did you only wear one bar?"
Yeah, no. Never.
See, they need to bring that back. Like, I think
Yeah.
the one bar, like running back, should just have one bar.
Just the one.
Fuck that.
Remember
Connor?
Emmett Smith? Like, I remember when I was in grade school.
The face mask.
Yeah, the face mask, the Emmett Smith. Because I played outside linebacker, DN, and I wanted the Emmett Smith.
We
My
got
coach
one
is like,
called the Dickerson. We call
Oh,
it
the Dickerson, yes.
Right? It's the same. I don't know if that's different.
it's the
two bars right here
Yep,
too.
Yep,
Yeah,
two and the
yeah.
two.
Same things. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
We used to
And-
call it California.
But we always had the one that was like one down and two across.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we call that the booty
Like,
cage.
everybody had it.
Right, right. And then the visors were a
Yeah.
thing there too.
Yeah, I love the visors.
Horse collars, they're gone now. You didn't have any of that.
I didn't like the horse collar.
Yeah, that showed that you were like kind of cool.
Yeah, you were bulky
Yeah.
for that one.
Right.
Man, just bring back the leather hats and just be done.
Leather helmets.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably be less injuries.
I've
maybe,
seen
they said
actually
it.
a thing on Instagram. It's like a full tackle league, no pads.
Oh,
Something
really?
Pretty crazy. I can't find it, but
That's crazy.
yeah, I seen that. I was like, sheesh.
I remember
Well, they say that with rugby, like they play rugby,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
True.
And
That's fair.
I think you just maybe the way you approach tackling is different, you know.
Yeah.
Just
You
not
do different
reckless.
stuff.
Football with the helmets, they dive and shoot.
Yeah.
Other body wrapped up. Tackles.
They're bullets.
Yeah,
Right.
They're,
yeah.
human bullets.
Well, the NFL in a few years, I mean, because of teaching kids as they're coming up, I think there's going to be a lot less neck injury. I think all tackles are mostly. I mean, people try to strip the ball now
Yeah, they
anyway,
do, yeah,
so a
they
lot of
try
the
more.
tackles are just going to be like strip the ball and fall on somebody.
Yep.
Funny story. We were talking about like gear and stuff like that. I remember when Newman's came out. I don't know what you guys have now. Probably something.
Gloves, right?
gloves, they're
Yeah,
called
we got a
Newmans.
lot. There's a lot now.
Yeah, but these are called. They were like the cool gloves,
Yeah.
and I remember one of the games. I must have been like really hurt or sick or something because I wasn't playing. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
But there was a dude. So it was freezing out, right? We were playing at Cumberland Valley, and I remember I had these Newmans on. I was freezing, but I had like my sweatshirt on, so I was like had my gloves on.
Yep.
And then I remember I took my hands out for something, and Julio, a guy who we used to play with, was like, I can't feel nothing. Give me your gloves. I was like, man, my hands are cold, man. He's like, nah, man, I can't feel it. I'm going back. He's like, give me your gloves, man. I was like, all right, here. That's the last time I seen them gloves.
They were gone,
They
man.
go-
Definitely gone. Definitely gone.
My hands froze the whole game. I mean, I know they wanted me in there. I was hurt.
Yeah.
But you know,
He used to rub up on like other players, try to get dirt on his
yeah.
pants and stuff. Make it
Yeah,
like
one of those.
like it got
Definitely.
on it. We used to do stuff. We had to do stuff like that.
Go
you
get
know?
tackled in warm up.
Remember?
Taking your helmet. And,
Yeah, we used to take our helmets
hit
and
the
like
ground. Yeah, get the
try to get
scratch.
stick marks.
yeah.
where you're like, yeah, let's get hyped for the game. Crack,
Yeah.
crack. Ooh,
Yeah, Darius can't relate because he was in the game.
He was actually playing.
I've seen people do
You
it.
see, he
Definitely,
knows
I've seen
that,
it.
yeah.
I've seen it. Those are my friends. Though. I was always
They're
cool with the
your
younger
buddies that
people.
they would
regular
tell you
people.
about it.
Yeah.
We had a guy we went to high school with that actually went D1 to Notre Dame, and Rakai.
I was one of
Rakai
those
Nelson.
schools.
And he was a freshman, and I'll never forget. He was 2 years behind us, and it just stood out. Like when we saw him come, like our first practice that year, he was a ninth grader, and you could just see that's different.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
No,
It was funny. I remember what you were saying about that. I remember plain as day, standing there, and when he would run by, like you would just hear kind of like the pads clap, and just like yeah, like I was like, damn, that dude is fast.
He's flying. He's flying.
Just, yeah, like how does that? It's just like that. Yeah, like and it's,
Yep.
man,
was just like,
which is probably you can relate,
yeah,
man.
it's
Just
Yeah. Because
it's
you
like,
were 4.3, right?
Yeah, I ran 4.38 hand time on the pro day, but
gracious.
They actually said I had a coach in the huddle when they were doing it. I ran a 4.38, and he said they clocked us out 4.38. All right, just put him at a 4.44 because he never ran that fast or something. Like, he doesn't look that fast on film, is what they said.
Oh, for real?
So he put me at a 4.44.
Jeez. I was like a 5'2", I think, or something.
Are you talking about my height or?
What's crazy is that
Yeah.
I ran a 40 my freshman year. I think it was 5'2". Sophomore year, I think 4'9", and then I don't know, randomly.
Jeez. That's flying, though. 4.3 is gone.
See, I could do that, but it would be in minutes.
4.3 minutes.
Yeah.
I think you can beat who's that? Who runs on draft day? The analyst.
Rich Eisen.
Yeah, I think
Eisen.
you could probably beat Rich.
Okay.
They have a thing. See
See who can beat Rich.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they
like-
actually they do a hashtag I think on Twitter.
yeah. See
To
Rich
beat his
Run or
time.
beat Rich Run or
Yeah.
something.
Just
like
what if you need like a side gig, you should do that for the Senators. Who's that guy that dresses? They call him the Flash.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then run
You
around a
see
circle.
the
Yeah.
people run, and then he waits, and then he starts, and then
Take
people
off.
are falling trying to catch up. He just boom.
Yeah, he
good
be
eye.
killing it.
little side
Yeah.
gig. Yeah. But yeah, Darius, man, we appreciate you hanging out with us. That was fun.
Oh,
It was
no
cool
problem,
to
no
have
problem. Good to
somebody
be
with
here.
somebody with some knowledge. Basically it's been there, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for swinging by.
Yes, thank you
Yeah.
very much, man. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you guys.
You guys got anything else in closing?
No, I got nothing. I mean, this movie's the first time I ever saw it was just the other day.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you. Did you?
Yeah,
What'd you
how'd
think?
like it? Will?
I think it's worth a rewatch.
Yeah.
I would watch this movie again.
Yeah, I think it held up. I actually really enjoyed watching it again.
Yeah,
so.
if I ever lost my job or had that kind of time, probably check it out.
That's fair.
3 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably watch
Almost
it one more
3 hours.
time.
I really did not notice
Yeah.
it was 3 hours. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, Darius, man, that's awesome. Thank you. Like I said, I probably would have been there on the college
Yeah,
level
I'm
with
with you,
you
trust
in
me.
the NFL. I mean, injuries.
It happens.
It happens, man. That's
Definitely.
Yep.
man.
But
I had an injury, so that's how I have. I understand. Trust me.
he knows how it
man.
goes, man. He knows how it goes. But I guess we'll be back next week with a new movie. And don't forget to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Old Dirty Basement, on TikTok at Old Dirty Basement Podcast. And I guess that's it for now. So we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace. Thanks for listening to The Vintage Cinema Review in the Old Dirty Basement. If you dig our theme music like we do, check out the Tsunami Experiment. Find them on Facebook. Their music is streaming on Spotify and Apple, and where great music is available.
You can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram, and at Old Dirty Basement Podcast on TikTok.
Peace.
We Audi 5000.